Hi, and welcome to another evening of Christmas in July. Joining me is the one and only Reisha St Hilaire. Reisha?
Hi.
Hi, thank you for joining us.
It's nice to be here.
Yes, nice to have you.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the questions, I would just like to say that I have been a silent admirer of you for a long time. It's true. I admire that in spite of your exceptional talent, that you are still very down to earth and humble. So I just want to, encourage you to continue to keep that part of you. Don't lose that part.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the compliment.
All right.
Try to be normal and natural.
Yes. Now, so you would have joined us for Born, Christmas too. And I remember when I messaged you, because we had a little WhatsApp chat, right? I remember when I told you what the vision was and what we wanted you to do, that you would have said, and I quote, sounds delightful. Christmas is a wonderful time for music. So I took from that probably, Risha's probably a Christmas person. Are you, Risha?
When it comes to music, yes.
When it comes to music, you like the musical
the music,
part.
from the time you hear a song, from the time you hear that Luther, or the atmosphere, you're shopping, you're going around, you're going to work, it changes the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So to me, Christmas is music.
Christmas is music.
Yeah.
Lovely. Do you remember what pieces you did for us during that time?
Of course.
I know it's a little time.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but do you remember what
I
you
remember
did?
I did Oh Holy Night and Who Could Imagine a King? Two of my very favorite songs.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so we are in July now. Some months have passed.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to take your mind back to December. You remember we were in the chapel at the conference grounds. That would have been our last recording there. When you think of that song, or when you go back there, what do those songs mean to you then? And now that we're in July, what do they mean to you now? If they have any meaning at all at this point in time.
That's a very interesting question. Because to me, the music signifies the time period as well in terms of December.
Right.
And, the shopping and the bustling. But now that it's July, I guess when the music starts up again, it would feel weird.
Because the sun hot.
It's hot.
Well, I mean, the sun was hot in
it's always
December
hot.
too in Trinidad,
Trinidad
right?
is always hot.
But it's still a little more cooler in the atmosphere.
But I believe it will be a nice, refreshing reminder of that charm that happens around that time. Who would imagine a king? From since growing up, that has always been a favorite song of mine. Beautiful lyrics, beautiful orchestration of the track. I believe it would be even just as magical as it was back then. No.
If you were to sing it now. And you did an awesome job at it.
Thank you so much.
That's actually one of my favorites as well. So I know you would have had some experiences working with us on and off, but I want to know specifically in December. And you can be honest, right? What was your experience working with our team as we were working on putting on this production?
Right. The team, the guys behind the camera, really cool, really personable.
Yeah.
They make everything easy and easy to get through. The kids on the other half. The kids, there were so many kids.
Yes.
I mean, I have kids of my own, right? So it's not a scene, but a lot of kids.
Yes.
And of course, the more kids, the more time it takes. And, so it was a measure of patience.
Right.
And of course, we're always growing as Christians, virtues and so on. And that is one of the virtues that I'm working on, patience.
Right.
So it took a while.
Born for giving you that experience. Yeah?
It was an experience where patience was a virtue to master.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it was beautiful when we finally got the kids to come together and sing all the parts, everybody. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
So would it be something that you would be interested in
Sure.
doing again? If I'm to message you and say, hey Reisha, we need you again.
Yeah, one of the things I could hardly say no to is music. I've tried.
Right.
Believe me, I've tried, because sometimes it's a little break.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. I always say yes and just hope for a very good outcome.
Yeah.
because music is, I guess, in my blood, in my veins, as Carly, you know. So
You're a St. Hilaire.
I believe I'll say yes next time around, and hopefully the music would be even nicer, you know, a little upbeat something, you know, dancing in Africa or something.
Okay,
I don't know. I'll clip in there.
So we will talk to the guys. You could probably let them know.
Yes,
you know?
it's recorded. It's recorded, so you can just play it back on.
Yes. So, you know, Reisha, a lot of times as music ministers, we call on you all the time to sing here, there, and everywhere. You know, sharing your talents with us. When you have a program, you want to stick some music in because it enhances it. But a lot of times, we kind of fail in sharing in the struggles or the burdens that, you know, ministers go through. And we know that the devil, because he knows how powerful music is, he sends his attacks, especially for those people who are proclaiming God's gospel through song. So I want to find out from you, what is some way that we can further support you in your ministry? And what is something specifically that when we think about Reisha St Hilaire and we go to pray, we know, okay, this is what we're praying for Reisha about.
Oh, that's a lot.
I know, but I know you can handle it. Yeah.
To touch on the music part in terms of asking musicians to come in and sing, I think I want to start there first because it is a sore spot for some of us.
Yeah.
I think administration, persons, planning people need to put it in the budget.
Right.
And take us seriously. We are a very important part of the service of the program.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things move in the mood of music. Souls are touched. People, it gives that extra oomph to your sermon. Right. And it helps you want to come through in a better way. The pastor, that is. Mm-hmm. You know, it just ties everything together. So I think it should be placed in the budget. Right. You know, everything has a budget. Put it in the budget now.
Yeah.
And bless your musicians so that they could afford to buy proper shoes and clothes and transport.
Yeah, I thought you was going to say instruments, you know.
Instruments.
But you need shoes to
you know,
get.
the clip-on mic thing that, you know, that we need in these times, you know, we go into the future where media is concerned, you know, certain things need to be beefed up so that the word could reach in a very palatable form to the atmosphere. So we need to invest in this department of music and all that it entails. That's one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and two, how you can support me? That's the second question.
Yes, like how can we support you and what can we pray?
Oh yeah. Well, I think the whole supporting in terms of the budget and supporting in that way also helps me as a minister to move around and do what we need to do, what I believe I'm called to do.
Right.
But to pray for me, my prayer list is long enough.
You could just give us a few, because I know a lot of people are listening, and I know that they would want to pray for you.
Could I say that I'm praying for our house right now?
You can.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah, say it.
I'm going to say it because that's what I'm praying for right now. That's on the top of my list.
Yes.
A home for my kids and myself so that, you know, I could leave a legacy of stability and support.
Right.
But most importantly, I want to pray for that ever-increasing faith because sometimes it's be hard to keep believing. Because the things you go through, and you know, sometimes, you know, the valleys is below a lot, and then it's come up and it's go back down. So sometimes feel like if you're running in quicksand. Sometimes, you know, but this walk that we choose to walk as Christians, we had to walk like Christ walked, and Christ didn't have an easy walk. Mm-hmm. And that's the reality of this Christian walk. It's not an easy walk. So I just want to ask you guys to pray for that ever-increasing faith, to stay the path. And to keep ministering, to keep, regardless of how I feel or how I may feel or will feel tomorrow, that the faith I have in Jesus will remain and continue to increase with each step of my musical journey.
Lovely. So there you have it. We know what we are praying for Reisha St Hilaire.
Yeah,
when her name comes in your mind, you know what you're asking God for.
Yeah.
Well, Reisha, it has been a pleasure chatting with you as usual.
Yes.
And so I want to ask God to continue to bless you in your ministry and in your walk with Him.
More prayer, more power. Thank you so much.
More power. All right. So without further ado, I would like you to open your hearts and open your ears to Reisha St Hilaire with Who Would Imagine a King?